Hey y'all, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel. I am Loving Life Freely here on YouTube, and I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark and eBay, and obviously I'm on YouTube here, dabble a little bit and whatnot, selling kids clothes. Really enjoy what I do. If you're brand new here, welcome to this channel. This is our weekly reseller chat, and we have some really great topics. Kind of expanding out into some things, some new information, all that good stuff. So guys, stay tuned. We've got some great things to talk about. Okay guys, so I've been doing some research. This video might be a little bit longer than normal. I try not to make them too long, especially like when I do unboxings, but sometimes they are a little bit longer. There's some items here. I've been doing some research, watching other videos, doing some research online. And there's just a lot of things that I want to cover. Some of it is about being new to reselling. Some of it is about listings. Some of it is about stores closing. Some of it about changes and different things like that. But before we dive into that, I would love to give you all just an update on how things are going here. Business is good. I am doing really good here. I am working a good average 10-12 hours a day right now, honestly, while my husband is working full-time and doing school here at home. I've just been keeping really busy with things, and we have time in the evenings to, sorry, I'm just going to adjust my chair, to do some stuff and going out to dinners and seeing our kids. And so we're just having a great time out here. I really enjoy where we live, and I'm loving being a reseller. And honestly, even though we are in the beginning of March, I am still tweaking and changing things that I started tweaking and changing from the beginning of the year. I'm in the process of doing more acclimating, so to speak. And I'll share a little bit of that when I talk about business. But yeah, things are going really good out here. My sales have definitely picked up this month, y'all. If I keep going at the rate I'm going at, I'm hoping to get back up to what I was doing before the end of the year. You all know when you watch my previous videos that I had consistency of what I've been selling on average each month. And I'm hoping I'm definitely on the track getting back to that since the first of the year. The first couple of months has now passed. I'm hoping that sales are upticking for everybody. Poshmark and eBay do have a few on Mercari here and there still. And I'm in the process of finishing going through what was left in that last ThreadUp 200-pound box. Figuring out what am I sending to ThreadUp, figuring out what I actually want to list myself, and also moving on to other things that I have going on here with other boxes, because I do have some nicer end items here that I'm working on getting listed, as well as finishing up with the ThreadUp box. I am anxious to kind of get, so I'm going to turn my heat down, get that ThreadUp box finished, because I have some other things that I do really want to move on to. And so I am working on that, and I will try to send you a just small little video on things that I am going to send into ThreadUp, because I am going to send some items into them as well. And outside of that, I've just been busy listing, doing my videos. And so, yeah, things are really good. I am also in the process of getting ready to post some other items that are in my inventory that I do think I could also send in ThreadUp, as well as some of what was in that other box. So I'm probably in the next week or so going to try and finish doing that. I am getting ready for a kids auction tonight on Whatnot. I'm also doing one Thursday night. So I'm going to be doing a couple kids auctions during the week and selling kids clothes. So yeah, things are going really well. I have been working on, as y'all know, higher end pieces. I know I've mentioned this a few times, and that is going well. I've been able to source some things online as well as through private people. And I'm really happy with some things that I've got going into my closets, stores. I'm excited to kind of flesh out some of my older inventory, and honestly, I think once we are done with our garage sale, there are some pieces in there that I may just take down to the thrift store, because ThreadUp won't take those items if they don't sell in our garage sale, because there are just things in there that Dan and I both know that aren't going to sell because of brand or style or whatnot. I guess it's hard for me, even though I didn't pay a lot for those pieces. I mean, I think the majority of them I paid like $3 or $4 for. So it's not a big loss, but there are quite a few pieces back there, and it's hard for me just to let them go and not get something for them. But we both know that that happens when you are brand new to reselling. You go through that phase. And I've actually been watching other videos where other sellers who are seasoned definitely had to bite the bullet and go through that transition of letting some of those things go. Just go ahead and take it as a loss. Just move on to some bigger and better things. Put some better things in your store so you're actually making better sales. So I'm working on going through that process right now. If you are also going through that process right now yourself, please comment down below and let me know that I am not alone. It is hard to bite the bullet, not to let them go, but to not get at least my cod back on them. And some of that I may just have to take a loss. And there's even some hard goods back there that Dan said, we'll just take a loss on. I'm just really glad I didn't pay like $10, $15 for each of these items, or even $8 or $10 for each of these items. Honestly, the majority of what's back there that I haven't sold, didn't sell, it was like $3 or $4 a piece. So I'm really not out a ton of money, but when you have possibly maybe 50 items, that does add up quickly. So, but that is okay. Okay, so our next topic, y'all, is I would like to talk about something that's been in not just the Whatnot community on auctions and just chat, but also in videos, is there's a lot of major brand stores like Macy's and Nordstrom's that are closing stores down. And this is actually something that I heard about on Whatnot probably about a month ago. There was a lot of talk about it. And now I'm hearing about it on other videos on YouTube. And it's not just here in the United States, but it's also in Canada. Just found out from another gal that I watch on YouTube that they're doing a lot of them up in Canada as well. With this in mind, those people who do bulk liquidation, there's going to be a time here coming down the road, I think, where they're going to be trying to get rid of a lot of that product. Okay, if they're closing stores down, they're going to have to liquidate that product somehow. That is a lot of liquidation, y'all. So we might want to be stay tuning. I'm going to try and keep my head to the grindstone, my ears attuned to when there might be some things going on. Because if there's that much product that's going to be coming down the pike that they're going to be trying to get rid of, that they're no longer selling in the stores, it's possible that we might be able to get some liquidation lots for really, really cheap prices if you guys look for pallets or look for bulk items through online stores that do sell liquidation. We might be able to get some really, really great deals on items here coming down the pipeline. So let's stay astute to that, and let's see what happens with that. Again, that's been kind of big in the reseller community, even on Whatnot, talking about liquidation and how the prices might be coming down because they're going to have so much stock. If they're shutting stores down, there's a possibility that they're going to be needing to get rid of a lot of clothes, and they're going to need to discount them severely to get rid of that much stuff. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. For some reason, my phone is only allowing me to do about 5 minutes at a time. So I will piece this video together the best that I can without it being too choppy. I apologize. How to find actual retail on items. I did want to discuss this because when you're trying to run a comp on an item that is new with tags that doesn't have the actual retail number on the item, so that when you go into like especially Poshmark, you can put it in your eBay listing as well, but Poshmark has the ability where you have to show the actual retail of the item. There are ways to do that, and if you're new to reselling, you may not know this. I know I learned a lot my first 6 to 8 months up to a year, just even tips and tricks, and I'm still learning, so I think we could all be sharing this. And if you're like me and been at it for a little while, you're still learning a lot of new things. So if you go into Poshmark and look at that specific item, oftentimes somebody also has that item either listed or it's sold new with tags. They may also have the tag on it that shows the item, and if theirs isn't ripped off or crossed out, you can actually go on there and see the retail on their picture. You don't have to take the picture, but you can obviously take that information, transpose it into your listing, put it up in the retail item, and if you want in the description as well. So there are ways to look up items on Poshmark. You could even do this on eBay too. Sometimes they take a picture of it retail on eBay. Just look up that specific, look up things that are currently listed or sold. So there is a way to find retail on an item. If you can't find it in the actual store where the item is sold and the retail listing, if you can't do that, because sometimes if it's out of stock and they're no longer selling it, you can't find it sometimes. So that is a little way that you can do it. Go into Poshmark and eBay, find that exact item if somebody has it listed, go into their pictures and see if they have it listed. And sometimes they'll actually have, especially in Poshmark, they might have the retail. Not everybody does it though. They might actually already have the retail in their listing saying it retailed at this and this is what they're selling it for. So the number might even just be right there. You don't have to go into the pictures. I didn't know that for a long time while I was listing on Poshmark for a long, long time. I thought the number that was crossed out was what they originally had it listed for, and they had reduced the price, which was what's showing the price in the listing. I was incorrect. It is actually what they're showing as the retail price. Again, you don't know unless you're learning, and I found out, I don't remember how I found out. But anyway, so there's that tidbit. When you're looking for the actual retail item, there is a way to do that. Talking about Poshmark. So talking about offers, I was watching another gal. I'm just really trying to do a lot of research on changing and growing from other people, finding some little niches that I want to try to see how I can improve my sales, okay? And this one gal on Poshmark, she does very well on Poshmark. She's a seasoned seller and she's been at it for a while. She sells higher end pieces. And she actually shared a way where she originally sends out 3 different offers during, she sends out 2 offers during the month. And then I think during, once a quarter, she sends out a different type of offer. I was like, when I send out offers, I was trying to send out like a really nice offer just to get attention. And hopefully it just, it sells right away within the first few weeks. But what she suggested, I'm going to try this because she's right. You really want to make the most on an item that you possibly can, right? And you definitely want to send out offers. What she suggested was that you do like starting out, now again, because she has higher end pieces, she starts out her percentages, higher than I would because some of my pieces in my store are lower end items than hers, and she does talk about acclimating that according to what kind of store you have. So instead of doing the higher end offers for me right away, what I'm going to do is my first offer going out is going to be 20%. And of course, you always do discounted shipping. Then that's going to be right after somebody likes an item. Then once a week, I'm going to send out offers on those likes, and I'm going to offer it 25%. And then I think once a month, instead of just doing it quarterly, I'm going to send out once a month those likers. I'm going to send out offers if that item still has likes and nobody's purchased it yet, an offer of 30% and then the discounted shipping. But I'm not going to go really huge right away because I would like to try and get more for those items. Now, obviously, if somebody sends me an offer on something and it's reasonable for what I'm selling, of course I'm going to do it. I'm gonna take that offer. Say if it's like 25 or 27% off, and I get that before I send out this offer, of course I'm gonna take it. But these are just offers that I'm sending out. So I'm gonna start out at 20% for once when it first comes out, and then once a week. At the end of the week, I'm gonna do a 25%, and then at the end of the month, try to remember to do a 30% off on those items, and do a progressive discount on my items instead of automatically a huge discount right away. That way, maybe I could sell and get a little bit more for it at first. Okay, so there are a couple of things here. I think I'll wait until next week. So the next one here is Mercari shipping. Now, I told y'all in one of my unboxings that if you haven't noticed, I have not been mentioning Mercari in my introductions on my things here. That I am now, I say that I sell on Poshmark and eBay. My husband and I were talking about it the other day. This is actually something he mentioned to me a couple of weeks ago, and I just kind of put it on the back burner. And then Mercari was on our conversation again. I have decided, I still have things listed on Mercari. I have decided to no longer list my new items in Mercari for the time being. And my reasons why is because of the way they do shipping on Mercari. When you do shipping on Mercari, anything that's up to £1 can be shipped USPS. Anything over £1, if you don't want to do UPS, you typically have to kick over to FedEx so that you're not being charged massive shipping, because in USPS, the shipping goes through the roof after £1. And I don't want to charge that kind of shipping on my items on Mercari for USPS. It's just really high. So a lot of people just kick over to UPS because they have a local UPS to their store. I don't. My husband has to drive out to Hartford, which is about a 20-minute drive from us, to drop off at UPS. However, at my post office here locally, I'm able to drop off FedEx Smart Post when I do my USPS packages. So what I was doing is kicking over to FedEx and doing a FedEx packaging for them. And between 2 to 5 pounds, it was like $7.99, which worked. The problem is that I had to accommodate for that. Plus, when you do Macari labels, you have to go through a whole copy and pasting and doing this and moving it over here and then putting it in that way and then printing it. It can take a lot longer to print your label. And my husband and I are like, why are we doing this? Because on Macari, it's automatically just priority mail. And on eBay, it's either USPS or priority mail through USPS. And we're tired of dealing with the whole FedEx thing. So I still have things there, and if I sell things, I'll deal with that. But I'm not currently listing on Macari. I'm just focusing on Poshmark and eBay, partly because of the shipping, and I get more money for my items on Poshmark and eBay. And I really want to build those platforms up and really get more things going. And the higher end pieces don't sell as well on Macari as they do eBay and Poshmark either. So that's kind of what's going on with that. I just don't like dealing with Poshmark shipping. They really need to adjust that so that they have priority mail accommodating instead of having to switch over to USP or UPS or FedEx. So that's I've been contemplating doing that anyway. And he mentioned just do it, just cut it off and just do it. So that is what I'm going to do. So that's why that is. I wanted to mention, I got a couple things on here, but because my phone is doing what it's doing, I'll save these for next week. So Poshmark search is one of those things I want to talk about. I've seen this in video a couple times, and I thought I'd bring it to you all's attention if you don't know this. This is one of those tips and tricks too. When you're listing your items on Poshmark, there is like an algorithm when people are looking things up on price bracket that you can do like a $25 search up to $50, and then you can do a $50 search, and then there's the $100 mark. You can list things in between those price ranges, but when you list them at those price brackets, 25, 50, and then I think it's 100, and then some others, it specifies more in the Poshmark algorithm. When you have things listed like that, it pops up more. Now, I'm not saying like if you have an item that it comps at like, $35, I'm not saying to bring it down to 25, and I'm not saying to kick it up to 50. What I'm saying is that if you have items that are like, if it's 20, especially if you're going to send out offers, feel free to kick it up to 25. If you have an item that's like at 45 or 55, and you can bring it down to 50 without it affecting your sales and how much you want to give for it, or if it's a 45, you can kick it up to 50, especially if you're going to just send out offers. Go ahead and hit that 25 and 50 mark on items if you can, because it connects with the algorithm when people plug in, like looking for something at $25 or 50. I've heard this mentioned a couple times in videos, and I thought I'd mention it to you guys. I didn't know this either until I watched a video and somebody shared this with me, so I thought I'd put that in here. So 25 and 50 are one of the two main ones that people look for, because those are the price brackets of the lower end items that people look for is around $25, and then the nicer pieces, I think $50 mark is more suitable for the nicer end brands. People kind of put that $50 mark in there for those brands. Okay, I think, I wanted to talk about, I'll do this one and the next one too. But the last thing that I want to talk about here, guys, is I know that this is not possible for everybody. I know a lot of people when they start out their businesses, they use credit cards to build up their business. I would really like to encourage you and challenge you, especially if you're just starting out, you started out a few months ago. I would really encourage you and challenge you. If you have some money on the side or have the ability to, say maybe you're getting a tax return. Tax season is right now. This is a great time to do that. If you're getting a tax return or you have money set aside and you can put it towards business, I really, really encourage you, if you can, to build your business debt free. And this includes sourcing. So some of you might have to, again, if you have a tax return, this is such a great time of the year to even talk about this, because a lot of people do get tax returns. If you don't have that earmarked for something else and you are starting up a business, and in your family with your husband or your wife or whoever it is, or maybe it's just yourself, if you have a few $1,000 or something that you can turn around and invest that into your business, I really encourage you and challenge you to try and build your business debt free. My husband and I have done that with our business. I was very fortunate. We did actually have some money set aside because of our move out here. And so since I started this over a year ago, I have not gone into debt for anything. And that includes all my supplies. all my tools, my printers, everything. And then what I've done over the last year building a hardcore, I mean, since I started, which was a year and a half ago, but everything that I make in my business, all of my product that I get that because of what I sell. I reinvest it. And then if I have tools or supplies that I need to buy, it comes from what I make. I don't go on a credit card and buy this or go get stock and buy it on a credit card. It all comes out in cash to my account. So I really encourage you, if you have the ability to do this, I really encourage you to try and do your business debt free. Again, I know that not everybody has that option. Maybe you have a bunch of stuff from family or friends that you can get stock for free. Or you can go online and see if there are free clothes and they're decent brands and you can get them local pickup or something. There's ways that you can be creative and or maybe you just have like an extra $100 out of your paycheck each month. Go and get a few pieces. If you're starting out part-time, go and get those few pieces, sell them and reinvest and reinvest and reinvest. There are ways that you can do that without going into debt. Okay, I just wanted to kind of put that out there. Again, I know it's not going to be an option for everybody, but if you can, I definitely encourage you and challenge you to do that. You'll be really, really glad that you did if you can. I think that's probably going to be it for this week's video because my phone's kind of do this crazy thing here. Again, if you are enjoying these reseller chats, I hope the content that I am putting out here is a benefit and a blessing to you. If this video was a blessing to you, please do give it a thumbs up. If you have ideas for these contents each week, please feel free to leave them down below. And do please subscribe to my channel. My base is growing and I'm so excited. My likes, people's comments. I love y'all's interaction in the comments down below. So appreciate everybody. If there's a correction on something or you have information and maybe I got it incorrectly or you have new information on information I provided, people have comments down below on things like that. Thank you so, so much. I love and appreciate all y'all's feedback. I really appreciate the interaction. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up, please do so. And y'all know we do unboxings. We do what sold, all kinds of great content, this weekly chat. And I just love sharing everything with you. I hope you all are having a really great week. This is Tuesday, so this will be going out tomorrow. And I have more content coming out this week too, so stay tuned for that. If you have not yet subscribed and you want to also to see 90-day updates on unboxings, please do so. So you know when videos do come out. And guys, until next time, have a good one.